New tonight, a man is beaten to death in Little Rock. We're live on the scene with what police know so far. Plus, a woman's terrifying encounter in the Park Plaza parking lot, why the location is no stranger to violent crime. And a North Little Rock woman regrets who she hired to repair her driveway.
I think it was one of the worst jobs I've seen.
Tonight, 7 on Your Side warns about the scam she fell victim to. The news starts now.
From the station that's on your side, this is Channel 7 News at 10.
And now at 10 o'clock, homicide detectives in Little Rock are investigating the capital city's 6th murder of this year.
Police say the call initially came in as a disturbance with a weapon. Officers dispatched just before 6 to a house at the 2800 block of South Broadway. That is where we find Channel 7's Matt Mershon live tonight with the very latest. Matt.
Well, Beth and Chris, police say that they believe that disturbance was between a boyfriend and a girlfriend, and that happened inside this house here at 2816 South Broadway, where that disturbance apparently led to the girlfriend in this situation beating the boyfriend to death. Now, police were on scene here just a little over 2 hours ago, collecting evidence from inside that home, a home that they say the victim and his alleged girlfriend were renovating together. Police tell us that that victim died at an area hospital tonight from what they say was a blow to the head. They wouldn't expand upon what type of weapon was used in this alleged beating. They're also not releasing the victim's name tonight, saying they are still trying to notify next of kin. Now, as for the female, the girlfriend in this case, they say that she also was transported to the hospital tonight. But at this point are saying that she is simply a person of interest, not a suspect, but that could change.
She has minor injuries and she is in police custody. She is our person of interest in this case. We have no charges at this time. It's still early in the investigation, but we will be speaking with her here shortly, and potential charges could result.
Now, because police believe that they have their assailant in custody tonight and they believe that the incident that happened here was isolated, they say that there is no need for panic or alarm amongst neighbors here in this area. For now, we are live at South Broadway and 28th Street. We'll send it back to you, Beth.
Matt Mershon tonight, thank you. And of course, this story will continue to unfold. Be sure to stay with Channel 7 and KATV.com for the most up-to-date information. Happening right now, several fire departments are on the scene of a fire in Saline County. This is a look from the scene at Highway 298 and Highway 5. This is a live video that you're seeing here. Crews are continuing to work on the fire. No other details are being released at this time. We will continue to follow this story and bring you any updates as they are made available. Well, a story that we have been working on since our 6 o'clock broadcast. A Bradley County man drives to the sheriff's office with his dad's body in the trunk. According to the Bradley County Sheriff, 35-year-old Alfonso Hampton arrived at their office around noon today with the body of 58-year-old Fred Hampton. Alfonso was taken into custody, and the sheriff tells Channel 7 that he is being charged with first-degree murder. Authorities are not saying, though, how or where the 58-year-old was killed. Alfonso will be in court tomorrow morning for a bond hearing. We will be there to bring you that tomorrow on Channel 7.
New at 10 o'clock, a father is behind bars in Pulaski County after authorities say he admitted to squeezing a 2-month-old child. This is 23-year-old Jerry Joseph Tejada. He is charged with 2 counts of domestic battery. The child tonight is in intensive care and would not have survived, doctors say, without medical care. Tejada reportedly told authorities he squeezed the child on numerous occasions.
Your Metro First Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Ned Permy.
The last time we talked to you, we had a lot of rain in the state, but at the same time, if you remember, at 6 o'clock, I told you that the rain was really beginning to kind of dissipate and scatter out. And right now, we are pretty much on the radar, rain-free across the state. And we've taken it out of the forecast. That upper-level low-pressure area, kind of pesky through the day, has moved on toward the east. And we've got some drier air in the upper atmosphere beginning to work into the region. However, at the surface, we still have a lot of low-level moisture, and that could lead the way to some fog development overnight tonight. Keep that in mind for your morning commute tomorrow. 58 degrees in North Little Rock, 59 at Jacksonville, 58 at Cabot, at Beebe, at Searcy, and Valonia, and Conway. and Lone Oak. You're getting a pattern here. Temperatures are in the upper 50s and low 60s around the region. The forecast does get warmer. Starting tomorrow, we'll get that sunshine working back in. How long will that last? Will it last for you through the weekend? I'll answer that on the way.
Okay, Ned, thanks. A tragic missing persons case appears to be at an end tonight with the discovery of human remains in Benton County. Today, officials did identify one as Carol Davidson, who has been missing since November. They're almost certain that the other remains are those of her daughter, Rosemary. Authorities talking tonight about why the remains weren't found in the initial stages of their search.
In looking at the area, this portion of land that they were found in, this spot, was not searched by the search and rescue teams in the genesis, in the beginning of it. It was part of the area that was not searched.
Investigators do believe the bodies had been in that location since November when the mother and daughter went missing.
A shopping trip turned violent for one Little Rock woman after being robbed at Park Plaza Mall.
Police say this all happened outside of the east entrance of Dillard's, right there in the parking lot. Channel 7's Kimberly Roosley joins us now with more. And Kimberly, what exactly happened there?
Chris, Beth, the woman told police that the man pushed her out of her car and just took off with her purse. So we wanted to ask customers, does that make them concerned for their safety? A warning for Little Rock shoppers, be aware of your surroundings. Monday night, police say a woman shopping at Park Plaza Mall was robbed in the Dillard's parking lot. She told detectives she left the store, got in her car, then a man got in the passenger seat, pushed her out, and took off with her purse.
A lot of people are looking for a victim, maybe an easy target, or they're looking to see what people's habits are.
In 2016, 148 violent crimes and property crimes were reported at Park Plaza Mall. So far in 2017, 15 have been reported. These calls would include crimes like robbery, aggravated assault, vehicle break-ins, and shoplifting.
It's not necessarily a problem, but there are a lot of people that use the mall. So, of course, we're going to get calls there because it's an area that's highly frequented.
We asked shoppers if they were concerned for their safety.
Not so much as my safety, but for the ladies that actually attend or go to the mall, I do feel for them because they have to actually look over their shoulder at all times.
There just seems to be like not enough light getting it out of your car and going back to your car. It's not a whole lot of light, so I don't feel too safe.
Yeah, but you just got to watch who around you. People going in and coming out, who out there on the parking lot.
I've never been concerned about my safety. I usually go during the daytime, and I kind of park my car where it's as close as I can, and I'm very, very careful about knowing what's going on around me.
Here are some tips from LRPD. Walk to your car with a purpose. Don't wander. Start your car and leave. Don't sit in it with the doors unlocked. And park in a well-lit area. Now, we did reach out to Park Plaza about the robbery, but we were referred to Little Rock Police. Beth?
Kimberly Roosley reporting live tonight. Thank you. And police have not found the suspect involved in last night's robbery. Well, a warning tonight out of Stuttgart. Police are investigating several reports of skimming of ATM machines at a local bank. Residents told police they found unauthorized withdrawals on their charges on their debit cards. Authorities then found at least 2 devices placed on the ATM machines. Police say the electronic devices transmit debit card information to an iPad or laptop, and scammers then use that information to buy items. Right now, the bank is reviewing surveillance video to try to identify a suspect. Well, a January knock on her door has created some major February regret for one North Little Rock woman. She contacted 7 on Your Side for help, but after weeks of trying, the best Jason Peterson can do tonight is warn you about this scam.
92-year-old Martha Meredith says he was so convincing, a good Christian who had been improving driveways, he said, for a long time. But the job he did proves otherwise on both counts.
I think it was one of the worst jobs I've seen because you don't spray stuff on people's houses, you don't spray it on their driveway, you don't spray it on their plants.
This is what she's talking about. Overspray everywhere, on brick walkways, on plants, on doors. The door-to-door contractor was so inept he sprayed over leaves on the driveway, leaving unsprayed leaf-shaped spots when the wind inevitably blows them away. Martha says the man who did the job identified himself as Eric Watson. but the contract has no address and no legible name. There are 2 phone numbers written on it, one from Virginia and the other from Texarkana, a hotbed home for these fly-by-night paving scammers. And how about the cost of spraying liquid asphalt on a front driveway and a side driveway with carport? Martha was quoted 87 cents per square foot, which sounded reasonable, but in the end, she was billed and paid $3,000.
I wasn't very prudent. I'm normally very careful about things, but I wasn't in this, and surely there is some way to make some retribution about this.
Well, right now, Ms. Meredith just wants to find some way to get this oversprayed liquid asphalt removed from her home, her walkways, and her driveways. If you have any ideas on how this might be accomplished, email your suggestions to sos@katv.com. Chris.
All right, Jason, let's hope someone can help. Thanks. The Better Business Bureau reminds us that if someone does knock at your door and offers to do your driveway for a good price, it is almost always a scam.
Well, still to come here tonight at 10, a life-changing diagnosis sparked one man's motivation to get him to run his first marathon.
We'll tell you how he's using his diagnosis to help others who are just like him.
Channel 7 News at 10, brought to you by Havner Law Firm. Skycams, sponsored by Middleton Heat and Air. From the weather team with the most experience, this is Channel 7 Chief Meteorologist Ned Permy.
Well, the rain has ended. If you were with us at 6 o'clock tonight, I showed you those showers were really starting to wind down, and they're all out of here, and it looks like a dry night tonight. However, as you can see, we've got on our Middleton Skycam a lot of low-level cloudiness. May sink a little farther tonight. That's why we've got some fog possible in many areas of the state overnight. We've got lots of low-level moisture in place. Once again, temperature, dew point the same, humidity 100%. When you see that, there's a possibility we could see some fog developing. Already developing in some areas of the state. We still have okay visibility in the metro area, but that could deteriorate a little bit later on tonight and into the morning hours. But then we've got warming ahead the next couple of days before we see a new frontal boundary through, and the weekend brings a little bit of a cool down, but friends, nothing drastic on that. Right now, we are looking at temperatures in the morning, kind of chilly, 54 degrees at 5 and 6, 55 at 7 a.m., and then working their way into the 60-degree range by 10, 69 by 1, and up to 74 by 3 or so mid-afternoon. So slow clearing in as well as mild temperatures for tomorrow. And then enjoy that on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because Friday we have frontal boundary in. That's going to bring the temperatures down just a little bit. Saturday, knocking it down about 15 degrees or so from what we can expect the next couple of days, and 64 on Sunday. But it looks like a dry weekend ahead. Beautiful picture taken from North Little Rock by Michael, and you can see the Little Rock skyline off in the distance there, and the Main Street Bridge, and some beautiful spring flowers already starting to come in. We want you to send your photos or your videos to us anytime from any mobile device. All you have to do is download our KATV app. It's absolutely free, and then drop down to see it and send it our way. Well, the upper level low pressure area is well east of the state right now with the heaviest rain in through Alabama and Georgia. The wraparound moisture is ending. We are starting to see, as that low pressure area exits to the northeast, some drier air starting to filter in aloft. But at the surface, we still have very good moisture content, let's say, and that could lead the way to some fog developing through the morning hours once again. And here's the updated and final rainfall totals for you today. As you can take a look where you might be or around where these totals are, they are anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch, pretty common around the state today. High temperatures did get up into the 60s, 59 degrees at Harrison, and some sunshine popped it up to 74 late afternoon at Fort Smith and DeQueen at 70 degrees. Right now in the 50s pretty much all over the state, 60 degrees at Hot Springs and Arkadelphia. Here's our futurecast run, and the low pressure area moves away. Fog in through the morning, clearing skies by the afternoon. And we should see a good amount of sunshine returning on Thursday with warm temperatures ahead. Overnight tonight, We've got cloudy skies, areas of fog, low of 53. Tomorrow we'll see some fog in the morning, then becoming partly cloudy in the afternoon and mild with a high of 74. And 70s are with us all the way through Friday. Friday, we've got a front coming through, but very limited moisture to work with, most of the energy to the north of Arkansas. So all it's going to do is drop our temperatures down a few degrees by Saturday and Sunday, and then another warming trend, this time with a better chance of rain on Monday and Tuesday. If you're looking for rain, after 2 days of rain, there you go. Monday, late into Tuesday.
Ready for a break, actually.
Yes, 79 sounds pretty good, too. Yep. Thanks, Ned. Well, coming up in sports, the Hogs' new defensive coaches will do their best to sell the new 3-4 defense.
And Sully will have an update on the Little Rock Marathon favorite, someone that everyone can root for this year.
From the Arkansas Select Buick GMC Sports Desk, here's Steve Sullivan.
Former North Little Rock star Kayvon Allen flying high right here. 26 points tonight. Florida whips South Carolina 81-66. So this means if the Hogs win tomorrow over the Aggies, they take over the number 3 seed in the conference with 3 games to go. And one plus for the Hogs, they close in on tourney play is free throw shooting. Daryl Macon has been the guy in crunch time. He's been Mr. Clutch.
And we've been fortunate in games that it's been in his hand. We've had some other guys get there and make free throws, but sure enough, his has been pretty clutch. And so it's, to me, it's great to have that on your team, because to me, that's another asset for your team.
JAC Stevens Center. How about this? The House versus the Senate. Look at them sharing the ball. Senator Jim Hendra. This is an all-around good shot. How about the governor doing the dirty work tonight? Nice work on the boards. Outlet pass. The governor can play. Senate too much for the House. Mr. Hutchinson loves to go to the hoop. Final 41-26. The Senate wins. Talking football, we got to hear from Coach B's 2 new defensive coaches today. One of the hot topics, the benefits of switching to that 3-4 defense.
Get more players in space. You get some edge rushers. You have guys that can set an edge, but you definitely get more bodies. You give an illusion of pressure. You don't always, you can't just say this guy's going to come. That 4th rusher can come from anywhere.
Oh, you don't have to have, four trained killers, as we call them, or 4 big dogs inside. You can have 3 that allows you to get by with that. So, with the way the college game is going right now, you've got to be able to adapt to all these different formations and tempo, and it allows you to do some different things with 3 guys compared to 4.
Well, we are less than 3 weeks away from the Little Rock Marathon. Some say every marathoner has a story. Tonight we share Jeremy Hinton's inspirational marathon story. What is marathon success? For some, it's finishing in a specific time. For others, it's just getting to the finish line. For Little Rock's Jeremy Hinton, it's just making it to race day.
Every year that I can make it through and hit the milestone of just marathon weekend is at least another year that I've made it through.
In April of 2014, Jeremy received a life-changing diagnosis, glioblastoma, brain cancer that can't be cured. It carries a very short life expectancy. Jeremy responded by adopting the mantra, "Not today." 9 months later, Jeremy ran his first half marathon, and despite suffering what he calls a setback, brain surgery 3 weeks ago, Jeremy is ready to run again and remains positive.
I'm still beating the odds. Most people don't live more than 2 years with a diagnosis of glioblastoma. Most people have a recurrence within 6 months of their first diagnosis. So I'm still almost 3 years out. I feel like I'm in a good place.
His marathon mission is to raise funds to fight brain cancer and shine a spotlight on others who have had to deal with this horrible disease. Last year, he ran in memory of James Matthews. James was 54 when glioblastoma took his life. James' wife, Jill, is now all in on Jeremy's battle.
He's such an inspiration. He is always positive. He's always out there. Formed this team, Not Today, to run in the marathon to raise money. And this year it's for all brain cancer, not just glioblastoma. And it's really important to have someone to connect to that understands what you're going through.
On March 5th, Team Not Today will be running for Catholic High senior Nathan Baltz. Brain cancer rocked Nathan's life 3 years ago when he was a freshman at Catholic.
It means a lot to me, especially I think it means most that he's running for people with cancer, because people with cancer, we're all just one big family. I wake up in the morning every day and say thank you to God that He just let me live through it.
Jeremy Hinton is in the battle of his life, but he remains committed to do work for others.
I just think keeping that community, keeping those connections, and keeping the hope alive.
Well, it's amazing, that group. One has had brain cancer, one is dealing with it, and one has lost a husband. Didn't hear any of them complaining.
Yeah, and Jeremy's such a special guy.
Well, he is.
You know?
And
We've been covering him for some time
I told him
now,
as long as he's still going on Marathon Day, and I was a little worried when he went back for surgery, but he'll be running on Marathon Day. And the people that surround him, his wife Charlie, Jill, who lost her husband, and mom and dad of Nathan, they go through a lot too.
Yeah.
Inspiring stuff, really is. Sully, thank you very much. Well, coming up next, a school surprise.
Why more than 100 Cabot High School seniors were called to the principal's office today.
Social events at fraternities and sororities at Arkansas State have been suspended until April. Greek life officials releasing this letter today saying that the suspensions include all registered social events, drop-ins, formals, semi-formals, date nights, or any other social event. The news comes after university police arrested James Chambliss of Lone Oak. He's suspected of raping a 19-year-old woman at a fraternity party on February 10th. University officials say that they will hold 2 social and risk reduction trainings for fraternity and sorority members in March.
Well, more than 100 Cabot High School seniors were called to the principal's office today, but it was all for a good surprise. The Cabot Scholarship Foundation awarded nearly $120,000 in scholarships to those students. Those scholarships range from $500 to $2,000 and are provided by Cabot residents and supporters. The school says many of the students have ambitions to become doctors, teachers, business leaders, and engineers. Congratulations to them. We'll be right back.
Quick reminder before we go, the Powerball jackpot is now $403 million, the 10th highest in history. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 10 o'clock right here on Channel 7. We'll have your winning numbers at the top of our broadcast. Don't let me forget to buy tickets.
Buy one. All right, we'll split one. How about that?
There you go.
That does it for us tonight at 10. Thanks for joining us.
For all your overnight news, KATV.com, and Daybreak starts at 4:30. Good night.